Our devotions continue in Mark's Gospel. Now we come to chapter 4, verses 36 to 41. This is the miracle of Jesus calming the wind and the waves. Now, when we hear this miracle, I fear that we become so accustomed to it that we become jaded as to its impact on those disciples and on us and how we view Jesus. So listen to it carefully as I read, and imagine you're there with the disciples not knowing how this will turn out. And leaving the crowd, they took him with them in the boat just as he was, and other boats were with him. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on the cushions. And they woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" And he awoke and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. He said to them, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great fear and said to one another, "Who then is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" Now, there are some things here that I wonder about that the disciples observed and heard. And I also wonder what details may have been left out. For instance, did he say to the wind, "Peace," and then turn to the waves and say, "Be still," or did he just address them both at the same time? And what was Jesus' tone of voice? Here Jesus had been asleep. Now imagine that in the midst of a storm. Here Jesus had been asleep, and he's woken up by the fearful disciples in the midst of this raging windstorm with water roiling over into the boat. Did Jesus just get up and in some sleepy, groggy voice command the wind and the waves to calm down, as in, "Come on, really, I was sleeping here"? Or perhaps he became officious and stately and used a commanding, sonorous tone of, "Yea, verily, I commandeth thee to be silent and be still." Whatever his tone, by the way the Greek is written, what Jesus says is in the imperative. It is a command. Peace and be still. So again, imagine you're with the disciples. Now, yes, you've seen Jesus do other wondrous things, and you're beginning to understand that this man is fulfilling all that you've been taught the Messiah would do. But this is truly amazing. Now you're seeing that Jesus is not Messiah in the abstract, but in the flesh. This is truly the Son of God that slept on their boat cushion. This is a man speaking to the wind and the waves, and the wind and the waves obey him. This is not just another relatively ordinary holy man, teacher, healer, rabbi, or rebel. This man, by his speaking alone, changed the weather. No one does that. No one ever has seen or heard such a thing before. Now, our knowing today, this is who came to redeem and save us by his death and resurrection, shows that he possesses the human and holy power to accomplish true salvation for the world. Oh, and just one other thing that I kind of wonder about. After calming the wind and the waves, did Jesus go back to sleep? The peace of God be with you. Goodbye.